Jai Shri Ram. In this recording, I want you to understand something which Krishna clearly states in both the Srimad Bhagavatam and in the Bhagavad Gita. What he says is, if you develop your critical thinking abilities, you don't need a guru. You can be your own guru and you can see Krishna in your own heart. Now I'm going to read out the shlokas. You enjoy listening. 6th chapter, 5th shloka. Uddharedatmanatmanam atmanam avasadayet atmaiva hyatmano bandhuhu atmaiva ripuratmanaha. Which means you can lift yourself by your own effort. That is, your own self can lift yourself. You should not degrade yourself. Avasadayet means degrade, lower. Adhogati palu. So, na avasadayet. Krishna says, do not degrade yourself. And then he says, Atmaiva hyatmano bandhuhu. Your own friend. You are your best friend. Atmaiva ripuratmanaha. And you can be your worst enemy too. So, now, this shloka you must learn by heart. Uddharedatmanatmanam atmanam avasadayet atmaiva hyatmano bandhuhu atmaiva ripuratmanaha. తెలుగులో చెప్పాలంటే మనము ఈ సంసార సాగరములో మనకు మనమే గురువులుగా ఉండొచ్చు, మనమే ఉద్ధరించుకోవచ్చు, మనని మనమే అధోగతి పాలు కూడా చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఎందుకంటే వాస్తవంగా చూస్తే మనకి మనమే మిత్రులము, మనమే శత్రువులము కూడా. What a wonderful idea. And in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna clarifies further. And I think this is very important, especially in these times in Kali Yugam. Hardly any gurus are available. Maybe one or two might be there. Most of them are frauds and humbugs. They know nothing. They grow big beards. Jatilo mundi lunchita kesha kashayambara bahukruta vesha pashyannapi na pashyati moodha udara nimittam bahukruta vesha. Adi Shankaracharya in Bhajagovindam said, Jatilo mundi lunchita kesha. Some people have locks, tresses of hair. That is lot of hair. Jatilo mundi lunchita kesha. Some mundis, that means shaved head. Lunchita kesha, that means very long tresses, matted locks are there. Jatilo mundi, lunchita kesha, kashayambara bahukruta vesha. Some fellows wear saffron, some will wear white. Bahukruta vesha, they wear all kinds of dresses. Bahukruta, pashyannapi na pashyati moodha. Even though the fool who is seeing does not observe. He is simply seeing. He is seeing but he is not noticing the truth. What is the truth? Pashyannapi na pashyati moodha. Even though he is seeing, he is not able to see. The fool is not able to see. What is it that he is not able to see? Pashyannapi na pashyati moodha udara nimittam bahukruta vesha. All these veshas, all these guises and disguises and fancy dresses are all for udaram, for their stomach. They want to feed themselves. They are just feeding themselves. Lazy fellows who are not doing any work and expecting others to come and fall at their feet and respect them as gurus so that they don't have to work at all. These are parasites. This is what Shankaracharya said. I have not said it, okay? So don't have to get angry with me now. So stop wasting your time running after gurus. You can be your own guru. How? Develop your critical thinking. Now listen to Krishna. Prayena manuja loke. This is in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th skandha, 7th chapter, 19 to 23. The shlokas. 11, 7, 19 to 23. I am reading out the operative phrases, the important phrases. Prayena manuja loke lokatattva vichakshanaha samudharanti yatmanam atmanaiva shubhashayat. And then Atmano Gururatmaiva Purushasya Visheshataha. See, this phrase is important. You can easily memorize this. Atmano Gururatmaiva Purushasya Visheshataha. Yat Pratyaksha Anumanabhyam Shreyosa Vanuvindate. Krishna is saying, and then he goes on to say, Atramam Marga Yantyadha Yukto Hetu Bhirishwaram. Here Krishna is saying, Prayana Manuja Loke. That means, generally speaking, people who have the capacity to investigate the truth of things, which means critical thinking abilities, they can lift themselves from the evils of instinctive living, like an animal. How? By developing their discriminative power. They don't need any teacher for this. I am repeating it for you. Prayena Manuja Loke. Prayena, in generally speaking. Prayena means generally speaking. Krishna is saying generally speaking. Manuja Loke, the people of the world. Loka Tattva Vichakshanaha. They can lift themselves. They can understand the truth of things by developing their critical thinking abilities. Therefore, we should make every effort to improve our thinking, develop critical thinking and question. See, there are so many organizations I have seen. In my 60 years of life, I have seen enough organizations, so many so-called organizations which are holy. Basically, their foundations are very untenable, very weak. And these so-called gurus fully fit into the description that Adi Shankaracharya gave in Bhajagovindam. Jatilo mundi lunchatakesha kashayambara bahukritavesha pashyannapi na pashyati mudha udara nimittam bahukritavesha. Well, there might be some people who might, make some useful contributions. But why are you wasting your time? Use your mind. Your mind is such a powerful supercomputer. You can ask the right questions. When you stop asking questions, you will believe a lot of absurdity. Krishna is saying, Prayena Manuja Loke, Lokatattva Vichakshana. And then Krishna says something, Atmano Gururatmaiva, something very awesome. Atmano Gururatmaiva Purushasya Visheshataha. That is the distinctive quality of man. What is the distinctive quality of man? To be able to be his own guru. Atmano Gururatmaiva Purushasya Visheshataha. And then Krishna declares that one can have a darshan of Sri Krishna within his own heart. Therefore, I hope you listened patiently and you should develop your critical thinking skills. Ask questions. Even in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna asks Krishna a lot of questions. In fact, at one point Arjuna even chastises Krishna for confusing him. You remember that shloka? Vyamishreneva vakyena. So you see, Arjuna chastises. C-H-A-S-T-I-S-E. Chastise means to scold severely. Hinduism is the only religion in which Ninda Stuti is also allowed. Ninda Stuti. You can criticize God, you can even ridicule God, and that is considered a form of prayer. Right? Tyagaraja indulges in that. And everywhere you will find. I will dwell on that later. Now, Arjuna is actually telling Krishna, hey, Mr. Krishna, you are confusing me with all ambiguous statements. Why don't you tell me clearly what is good for me? Imagine, it is impossible in other religions. Questioning itself is considered blasphemous. The Quran is very clear. 5.101. Don't ask questions. The Quran says, the Holy Quran 5.101 says, don't ask questions. In the Bible, any questions you will be considered a blasphemer. So, whereas in Hinduism, here Arjuna is actually ridiculing Krishna. Vyamishreneva. Vyamishrena. Equivocal. Being equivocal. That means all mixed up. Ambiguous. Unclear. Mishra. Mixed. Combined. Adulterated. Diverse. And in Telugu, the right word would be Kalaga Pulagamuga. కలగాపులగముగా ఉండే ఈ మాటలన్నీ చెప్పి నా బుద్ధిని ఇంకా భ్రమించజేయుచున్నారు మీరు. కాబట్టి నాకు ఏది శ్రేయస్కరమో ఆ మార్గము నిశ్చయంగా చెప్పండి. ఎంత చక్కగా చెప్తున్నాడు చూడండి. కలగాపులగంగా ఉండే ఈ మాటలన్నీ అంటే భక్తి అంటున్నారు, కర్మ అంటున్నారు, ఏది తర్వాత జ్ఞానం అంటున్నారు, ఏమేమంటున్నారు. ఏదో నాకు ఒక్కటి కరెక్ట్గా చెప్పయ్యా, ఎంత చక్కగా చెప్తున్నాడు చూడండి. వ్యామిశ్రేణేవ వాక్యేన బుద్ధిం మోహయసీవమే తదేకం వద నిశ్చిత్య ఏన శ్రేయోహమాప్నుయాం. Whatever is good for me, therefore please tell me decisively which will be most beneficial for me. This is the spirit of Sanatana Dharma. Shastrarth means scriptural debate. You can debate with the Supreme Lord. That freedom is there only in Sanatana Dharma. So if you are into some cult, some group, start asking questions and get out, step out of that cocoon. Be your own guru, study the Bhagavad Gita, develop your critical thinking skills, and have a darshan of Krishna in your own heart. Jai Shri Ram.